Hello, class 9. A very good morning to all of you. So, class 9, as you all know that we are doing the third chapter of political science, which is electoral politics. And in our yesterday's session, we have discussed about voter ID. What is voter ID? Whose name was there in the voter ID? Who is eligible to give votes in the elections and who is not? Now, moving on for today's session, today we are going to discuss about the nomination of a candidate. How a candidate gets nominated in our country for the elections. So now let's begin with the session. So class, we noted above that in a democratic election, people should have a real choice. So class, we have started that in a democratic election, the people, all the people who are voting should have a real choices. And this happens only when there are almost no restrictions on anyone to contest an election, and this generally happens when there is no restrictions on anyone who can conduct the elections. In the sense, anyone can take part or anyone can stand in the elections irrespective of their caste, color, creed, gender. All the people living in a country can freely conduct the election. This is what our system provides, and hence class, this is very true. A freedom to stand in the elections is being given to us by our system. Okay, and anyone who can be a voter can also become a candidate in election. So class, any person who was once a voter can also become one candidate in the election. And furthermore class, there is something that is required for the candidate. We are talking about the education criteria also. We will be discussing about the qualification to become eligible for the candidate to contest for the election. So the only difference is that in order to contest the election, the candidate must be of age 25 years. So remember the age. If one wants to contest the elections, he or she should be of 25 years old, and this is the minimum age, while it is only 18 years for being a voter. So now we have learned that if you have to be a voter, you have to be hardly 18 years of age, but if you have to contest the elections, you need to be minimum 25 years of age. There are some other restrictions on criminals, etc. So class, for criminal, if you have done a murder and you have been guilty, so there are certain other restrictions for them also, but these is apply in very extreme cases. But these types of restrictions are applied in a very extreme cases. Political parties nominate their candidate who get the party symbol and support. Now class, the political party will nominate one person, and that person will stand, or you can say will contest the election, and the party will support them in every way they want to. Furthermore, the party will also provide him or her a symbol that yes, we are supporting you, you belong to our party. Now party's nomination is often called party ticket. So when the candidate is being nominated, so it is called party's nomination, which we call as a party ticket, that person got a ticket from this party, or you can say that that party has nominated him or her to contest from that place for the election. Every person who wishes to contest an election has to fill a nomination form and give some money as security deposit. So class, any person working in a political party or individual who wants to contest for the elections or who wants to fight in the election has to fill a nomination form. He or she has to fill a form that is given by the government, and this form is called as a nomination form. And for the security deposit, they have to give a some amount of money as a security deposit. Now, recently a system of declaration has been introduced on the directions from the Supreme Court. Now, class, Supreme Court feel that a new system should be introduced that they are declaring. Okay, so now a new system of declaration has been introduced, and this direction is given by the Supreme Court. Every candidate has to make a legal declaration giving full details of. So now the Supreme Court wishes that the people or the person who is contesting the election is filling the nomination form. They have to give a legal declaration giving their full details about serious criminal cases pending against the candidate. That if there is any serious cases pending against that candidate. Second, details of the assets and liabilities of the candidates as his or her family. So they have to tell about their liabilities and their assets as well as of their family members also. Educational qualification of the candidate, how much educationally qualified that candidate is. Now this for information has to be made public. Now the candidate who is giving their information, it has to be made publicly, that the people must be aware about the candidates liabilities, assets, about their criminal cases as well as about their educational qualification, that how much educationally qualified their candidates are. This provides an opportunity to the voters to make their decision. Now the voters got to know about their candidates entire information, so hence they are provided an option and an opportunity to take their decisions on the basis of the information that is given by the candidate. So they got an option that yes, if they feel that they have to vote for that person and they know that yes, he's not having any criminal records about his assets as well as about the liabilities and his about educational qualifications, so they can vote for them. They feel that it's an opportunity for them to know fully about their candidate. Now class, talking about educational qualification for the candidates. So there is no educational qualification for holding such an important position. So now in our country we don't have any such educational qualification for contesting the election. Now when someone kind of when this kind of educational qualification is needed on other job in the country, so now they feel that the educational qualification is needed for another countries in the job but not for anyone to contest in the elections. So if we talk about the educational qualifications are not relevant to all kinds of jobs. The relevant qualification if we talk for selecting in the Indian cricket team is to see how well the person can play, how well the person can bat. So similarly, being an relevant qualification for being an MP or MLA is the ability to understand the people's concern, their problems, their interests, and how they can find out their solution, how they can make the country better, and how they can get the attention of the voters and what aims they are looking forward for the next 5 years. So this type of qualification is necessary for being an MP or MLA in our country. Even if education was relevant, it should be led to the people to decide how much important they give to education. So now they feel that if the education is being important, so it was left in the hands of the people that how much important they are giving importance to the educational qualification. In our country, putting an educational qualification would go against the spirit of mean depriving a majority of the country's citizen. So class, they feel that if we go for the education qualification, then it will deprive the spirit of contesting the elections, because we know that education ratio in our country is not that good and every person will not be able to get a chance to contest the election or to stand for the welfare and the betterment of the people. So that is the reason we don't have that educational qualification criteria as a compulsory, but we have one criteria compulsory, that is the age, and that is the spirit of doing something betterment and welfare of the country. Okay, so class, in the next page we can see a nomination form. In the page, every one of us can see a nomination form in page number 43, and this is an example. Okay, so class, everyone, please make sure to read till page number 43, submit the work on time, and please watch the video, revise the chapter class. Okay, thank you.